Now, there's a lot of major wrestling news and rumors to share with you guys today, and we'll start off with a shocking rumor regarding former WWE star R-Truth, who, as many of you are likely aware, was unceremoniously released over the weekend, an announcement that, not surprisingly, went insanely viral, as most fans were at a loss for words that WWE would release a superstar like R-Truth out of the blue like that, especially considering he was being featured more than ever recently on WWE television during his storyline with John Cena. However, while a lot of fans are still down and upset by the news of R-Truth's release, the reality is that R-Truth departing WWE has opened a lot of doors for R-Truth in wrestling, and unless Truth is wanting to retire, which likely isn't the case considering he's still in great shape and clearly loves his job, there is a rumor suggesting that Tony Khan and AEW are very much interested in signing R-Truth. Real name, Ron Killings. Despite never being a WWE World Champion or booked for any length of time as a serious main event-level talent, R-Truth is still one of the most recognizable WWE superstars in this day and age. And the amount of backlash that WWE has received over the past 24 hours for releasing him speaks volumes in regards to R-Truth's popularity and reach. To put things in perspective, R-Truth's tweet where he announced his release garnered over 17 million views and around 230,000 likes, which is actually insane. Hundreds of viral tweets were posted yesterday regarding Truth's release, and again, this shows how big of a reach and fan base R-Truth has despite being booked as a comedic midcard talent in WWE, and this is something that AEW President Tony Khan has reportedly taken note of. The WWE probably had no idea that releasing R-Truth would garner the level of attention and backlash that it did. It was as if they had released someone the caliber of Randy Orton or Roman Reigns in terms of the buzz it generated. The rumor going around right now is that Tony Khan wants to capitalize off of all the buzz and attention that R-Truth's release has generated. Because while WWE is getting a ton of backlash for letting R-Truth go, the sentiment is that Tony Khan feels bringing R-Truth over to AEW would create an insane amount of good PR for All Elite Wrestling, and make them look very favorable in comparison with WWE that has been receiving non-stop criticism from the wrestling community, not only for releasing R-Truth, but some of their other recent questionable decisions. The belief is that Tony likes R-Truth's work, and while he likely wouldn't position R-Truth or Ron Killings as a main event-level talent in AEW, just having Truth involved with All Elite Wrestling is something that Tony believes would bring a lot more eyeballs and attention to AEW because of how furious fans are with WWE firing him. By all accounts, R-Truth is going to be continuing his career in wrestling outside of WWE. And from the looks of it, Tony Khan is going to do whatever it takes to sign R-Truth and bring him over to All Elite Wrestling. And fairly quickly too, so that there's a good amount of hype when the announcement of R-Truth signing with AEW gets made. Rumors suggest that R-Truth is open to working with AEW, as he's aware that there really isn't another company out there that can offer him the same amount of money, and at this stage of his career, Truth isn't really interested in being all over the place on the indies, so AEW is his best option to make a good amount of money. Now let us know down in the comments section below if you guys think R-Truth should sign with AEW once he becomes a free agent following his WWE release. And if you're a hardcore WWE fan that doesn't really keep up with AEW, would you specifically tune in to watch an episode of AEW Dynamite, for example, if R-Truth signs with the company? Let us know. Now, there's no doubt that WWE's Chief Content Officer, Triple H, has been receiving more backlash from the wrestling community than ever before, following the releases of R-Truth and Carlito, with many blaming Triple H for releasing them, considering the consensus is that Hunter would have to approve of any talent releases before they actually happen. Out of all the WWE releases in recent memory, R-Truth's firing has caused more uproar than anyone else, and there are even some going as far as to say that Triple H needs to be removed from his position of power in WWE if he thought releasing R-Truth was a sensible or good decision. However, there is a backstage rumor going around that fans may be overestimating Triple H's power behind the scenes in WWE, because there's speculation that Hunter actually doesn't have the final say when it comes to talent releases. Despite being the head of creative and chief content officer, there is a belief that it's actually up to TKO higher-ups regarding any talent cuts. And while Hunter is obviously consulted to get his opinion on the wrestlers the company are planning to cut, ultimately Triple H doesn't have the final say when it comes to whether the releases happen or not. And the big rumor going around is that Triple H was reportedly against the idea of releasing R-Truth. while Hunter apparently never thought there would be this insane level of backlash regarding R-Truth being released from WWE. The speculation is that Triple H believed it was a bad idea to release Truth, considering Hunter, along with other company executives like Bruce Pritchard and Road Dogg, absolutely love R-Truth's work, and feel he was an asset to WWE based on his comic relief alone. The belief backstage is that R-Truth was not someone on Hunter's radar as being a talent that was needing to be cut from the roster, and Triple H reportedly tried talking TKO execs out of doing it, but ultimately, Triple H's stance on releasing Truth was overruled. The consensus is that TKO looks at things in a much different way than Triple H or other passionate wrestling minds do, with it simply being a matter of R-Truth's age and salary that caused TKO to circle his name on the list of future endeavors. Basically, TKO are just concerned with the nuts and bolts of a wrestler, and don't care as much regarding a talent's connection with the crowd or their ability to be comic relief for fans. If a talent is perceived by TKO to be too old or not adding enough value to the product, that's when they get released. The rumor going around is that Triple H was shocked when he was informed that TKO were planning to release R-Truth, especially considering Truth had just been working a major program with undisputed champ John Cena. But what's actually funny is that Truth being pushed on TV recently and working with Cena led TKO higher-ups to do a bit of research on R-Truth. And when they found out he was 53 years old, that's what apparently caused them to want to release him. The belief is that Hunter knew it was a mistake to release R-Truth from WWE, especially after being such a focal point on television recently, and the consensus is that Triple H knew that R-Truth getting released would cause an uproar in the wrestling community, although Hunter has apparently even been a bit shocked by just how insane the backlash had been over the past 24 hours regarding R-Truth's release. The bottom line here, guys, is that the belief behind the scenes is that Triple H didn't support the idea of releasing R-Truth from the start, and knew there would be backlash to this decision. But the reality is that Triple H isn't even the one making these calls. It's actually up to TKO, higher-ups more than anything else. Of course, Hunter is consulted, but TKO have the final say on things. Now, as far as Carlito's release, which was confirmed in the afternoon yesterday, this was apparently something that Triple H didn't wholeheartedly support, mainly because Carlito has been featured regularly on TV as a member of the Judgment Day faction, and provided much-needed comic relief in that storyline, but the belief is that Hunter wasn't as against Carlito's release compared to R-Truth. The difference is that R-Truth is a beloved superstar not only to fans, but many behind the scenes in WWE absolutely adore Truth, including the likes of Triple H and other higher-ups like Road Dogg and Bruce Pritchard. Plus, R-Truth has been nothing but a company man for WWE for decades at this point, so he has a lot of seniority and respect in WWE, whereas Carlito isn't seen in the same light. Since Carlito returned to WWE in 2023, there has been a belief backstage that some WWE officials have been less than impressed by Carlito's in-ring work, and that apparently led to Carlito being put in the role he's had with the Judgment Day, as the comedic henchman. So again, the sentiment is that while Triple H probably wouldn't have released Carlito right now, if the decision was up to him considering Carlito's been featured regularly on TV as a member of the Judgment Day, Hunter's nowhere near as upset about Carlito's release compared to R-Truth's, which has infuriated many behind the scenes in WWE. Well guys, that's it for today's major wrestling news. Make sure you leave a like and comment, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on, so you'll never miss out on an episode. Finally, if you haven't already, give us a follow on Twitter at TSE Wrestling, and we will see you guys in the next video.